it's really hard to tell who is who. But I wanted to talk, of course, about everybody's favorite subject matter, just to brush up a little bit on some traits um, that, of course, they never apologize. Only when it's like there's a cue. They intellectually know how to act human, but they aren't really genuinely coming from a real feeling. They just know that it's right to say a certain thing at a certain time or something. But usually it's like they're getting a cue, and then of course that's stupid. If you have to tell somebody, well, say sorry, then that's kind of takes the real the aliveness out of it. Anyway, um, they won't say apologize. They're kind of off in a lot of things, right? But then you will end up having to apologize. Because, well, if it's especially if you become codependent because they cause codependency, then you're having to apologize for just wanting your way or your life. Just, are you there at all? Just, you want to be there every once in a while? Well, you're going to have to apologize for that. Boy, I could end it now and say there, da 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 da. But I'll keep it longer and say, fuck that subject matter. Here's the real subject matter. Turn your attention away from how bad it feels there, how you keep struggling with it. There's something wrong with you there. Something happened, right? Where you're, um, I hate to say it, and I don't ever see. I don't say to, well, just get a job and find out, get your finances going. Although, of course, you want to get your own creative life in check. You want to be healthy enough to, right? It's the first time I've ever said that, but it's like, well, has that really been the problem when people can't make money? The answer is a big 100% no. See, even Sam Vaknin, who's a renowned physicist, psychologist, psychoanalyst, he has written the book and fashioned the words up that we use nowadays, starting in the 90s with him. But it's a long time studied subject matter. He makes the words and the vocabulary that we know down to gaslighting and um, stuff like this. So anyway, no, gaslighting has been known for a long time. He see, a lot of people that are studying subject matter are hijacking just other people who have done enough subject matter study that it's confirming, and they can add a little more to it, maybe, and shouldn't really. It's just, and it's not bad to think and know that that's happening, really, if you can do it as accurately as they did in the ancient times when we already know there's nothing new under the sun. Then that's the ideal, and that's really, are we supposed to do that, kids? I say it's a big yes. Sorry that I'm losing. I had a point to make here. I was trying to lead on to something, but I'll recap on it. It's the kind of subject matter, narcissism itself, just being around it damages your brains. It makes you, yeah. See, you're forgetting something. You know, these situations might be something that you did you imagine it? That people are out to get you, like, say, no, the one that's trying to help you. It's just they're out to get you. Um, no, not when you feel like you are being gotten, undermined. See, this is the most dangerous thing to know about what the problem is. What's the problem with these immature people that can't grow up, and it's like, no, they mishandle. See, but is it really them? See, no, see, they're just a child there, and you have to realize, well, don't give them things that their immaturity can't handle. And one of them is your entire life, right? What you've worked on as yourself, what you cherish. Now let's talk about as love, as your love. People want to know, and we want to know. Well, what is love? What is it? Well, I say your love is, so you have your level of love, I guess, and it's really your level of being able to hold on to your creative life, I think, and it's what you love. And if you can't have people around you that knows how to fan you into the more of your love and how that you can contribute back, like they don't benefit from it, you got to get away from them, because uh, that's not healthy. If and wow, having said that, shit, do you think I'm onto something, or is it like, fuck, throw that life out? Haven't you noticed, Shauna? Get rid of it. There's a war here, and did you armor up? I'm like, yeah, but what do we protect things with? I mean, how do we protect things? Do we really stand and guard against something coming in? What is it really? Because aren't they um, distracting us away from our love there? When you get in your vortex, yeah, this is the truth. The vortex is very strong. And this is the truth. It's like the way it works is like evil can't get near you when you're in your love. The saying goes, it's like you cannot lead a human being or a society into wars, into any kind of military, if they are in love. Together, of course, if they are happy, no, from the one household to the next, it's not miserable enough there, not even to go to church. I hate to say it because, yeah, they get so bad that they have to come together somehow and they go to church. They can do that one day a week. That is the only day that they have that's clear. And the first day, Saturday, apparently, was way too much for them. Whoo, what are we going to do now? Fuck, there's too much free time. You got to go and give yourself to the system. Because that's just the way it happens. When you are fully held captive and you stayed in imprisonment long enough, you're in prison, you're shackled up. Once you get a little bit of the shackles off, you don't know what to do. You're just, that movie, what is it called? Um, it's about the three guys that were in jail, and one couldn't handle it. They finally escaped, and he couldn't handle getting out, is what I mean. It was terrible. He didn't know what to do. He was busy counting the days, and got out, and it was free days for him, and he couldn't handle it. Anyway, I'm going through something that's pretty brutal. Because it's just like, yes, you do get into a state of stupidity where you are going to get attacked. And pretty much, I hate to say it like this, but you asked for it. Nobody will ever tell you that. It's like, well, excuse me, you asked for it because you went a little bit too far with your vulnerability. Maybe, I don't know. I'm sitting here today. See, they will make you question every bit of your humanness. That it wasn't right for you to reach for that. You should not, you don't have a right to feel that you need that for yourself. That's what they try to make you believe. Now, getting back into the corner of sexual needs when they start fucking with you there, because like I said, they mishandle everything. Because why? It's just a little toddler there. It's kind of like, it's cute you got to realize that, man, it's too bad because now, did I mention Sam Dacton was the one who would try to tell us. He says, no, unfortunately, the people that are money makers, just the money mongrel, the money maker, the one that makes the money, they are the fucking psychopaths, the narcissists especially. They're the ones who are hungry for power. They are hungry for anything. Now, power comes up number one. They want control over what? It's not necessarily their life, but other people, right? They want control. See, that's where they would screw up sex. I mean, sex is a place where they would try and exhibit control. If people are using that as pacification or to feel good or they value it in any way, they're getting screwed up there. And it's hard to tell who's who, like I said in the beginning, because when you're reaching for your human need, say, what if it's just the right way to do it? You're reaching for, you want to feel good about it, and they make you feel bad about it. Now you have to apologize for even wanting to be there. Literally, is the truth there? And when you hit it, does it make you feel better? Can you feel better? Can you feel good? Can you have a sense of humor? See, a lot of people don't know what sense of humor means. It means to go along with something to the point like where you understand something enough. Really, the best humor, right? The best comedy is when you tell the truth the right way, and people go, "But it's the truth," and stuff like that, right? That's what George Carlin said. He said, "You know what? Yeah." And so you can kind of see it where it's weird how people filed in and chose that to be funny. when he kind of goes into political rants and stuff, but he does have a way about him, and now they're just humoring him. They enjoy this guy who can put himself in a puppet-like quality animation and recite a certain thing, and he worked on it, and at least that's worth the money, right? Humor it. But did you gain something through it? Is it more valuable than just the obvious there? And like a sunset, it's like, well, how are you going to judge that? That's just somebody's art. And goodbye, I don't know. It doesn't last forever, and it's a good question. Think with me. How do you like it? Getting back to that particular avenue where it's fucked up, where you're led to believe that you're wrong about wanting your life. See, and it can boil down to, I talked about your love life. And what is that really, though? What is it? See, you have loves in your life. There's something about you and that you like, that you have achieved something that says, you know what, this feels great. And sometimes maybe you try to share it with people. Well, that's not important, but some people do acknowledge, wow, it's not like the narcissist where they try to do something, they really try, and they'll get a stencil. They'll get a stencil and try to do it by that. They never think of an original thought. And so I'm not saying it's bad to sew up a bunch of doilies or make a bunch of shit and feel accomplished that way. No, eventually, hopefully you make a breakthrough and you realize, you know what, this mistake I made isn't a mistake. That's a good feature that really, and it's good, something like that. Like, at least eventually you start learning to get your own style and put a trademark on it. Value, I don't know, but you know what I mean. They hardly get the joy of having found something originally, really. I mean, there is a possibility to learn how to be the original learner of your world. You figured out on your own how to tie a bow knot. That's what we mean by original thinker. It's just the possibility is there. You found it yourself. You run to the crowd and you say, "Look what I know how to do!" And you're just 4 years old or 5, and you do it, and everybody else is like, "We already know how to do that. Mom taught us that. We do that a long time ago. What's your big deal?" You know what the big deal is. You weren't taught that by anybody. You found it on your own. That's the difference between a genius and just anybody else. And because you found it on your own, you might do a lot of other things with it. By the time you're 40, you have this special lace down, and it's like, I have a fucking book I'm selling on shoelace tying. I don't know about you, babes. There's many ways to do it. We already know. You guys being told one way, and, well, excuse me, pardon me, you're not my crowd. Yeah, that's exactly it. And see, now getting back to the money maker, the money mongrel, will they think ever to put money on it? If they're so-called semi-smart, if they're thinking a little bit wisely, they would, right? See, the narcissist isn't doing that. They're thinking about power, and they're like, oh, this is a no-brainer. Just do anything and everything. Be like, what is the fucking latest thing that I should do? I know, doctor's assistant, 9 months. That's it. Yay! No, it's just 6 months. Okay. Just dental assistants. Let's do that. Just 6 months. And everybody knows that they're working for the military there, especially the dental assistants. That's like the first thing they get is to fuck with your teeth, and then now your whole health system needs doctoring up, right? For the rest of your life. Did you get your permanent doctor? And it's like, from where does all this stuff come from that we even need that? Otherwise, can't we just get into feeling good and learn ourselves? That's out of the question. Boy, there's two different populations here. It's like you don't never go to the doctor. No, they can't tell me better than what I'm doing with my life that says, now this is the reason why I've got this disease. No, they can't. No, unless it's like, okay, now I've heard of witch doctors. I'm sorry, this is just for your entertainment, by the way. I'm not a doctor. I'm not telling you what to do. Go to your doctor as soon as you feel bad. There's something called witch doctors. Witch doctors. Families have witch doctors. It's the person who just, I don't know, I imagine it's a natural gravitation. Down across the border there in Mexico, they have something called witch doctors. I'm not talking about like evil people that does spells on people. No, it's more like, who was there throughout the whole time in your family that they seem to just be the one that you go and call upon, and they do have remedies. I don't know. Okay, turn the page, Shauna. Get a subject matter that you know on and try to just waste time. What are you doing exactly, Shauna? What is it? In the beginning, I was trying to talk about just a little facet of how that's one of the most gruesome places. Now, did are those people really like that, or did you back yourself into that corner? Did, what is it? Are you? Can't you admit that you need help in so many ways that it's kind of complicating? Maybe, maybe, maybe you're not taking the help right. And the big answer is like, no, you know what? You need to go with your feelings. If you feel like you're being violated and your boundaries are being broken, and there's something unfair happening on top of all of the fairgrounds there, then you're probably right, because that is usually a lot of the time. Yeah. Whew. Sad but true. And I think Christ Jesus was over there. The story of it, if you just look at it, it's very few people like that person, and that person was always really ahead of the game, and knew. It's like, oh God, I'm surrounded by these fucking assholes. It's just inevitable that I put myself on the line and say, look, no, you people find it necessary to cut back people like me because I say no to you as one complete sentence kind of a thing. Well, why do we say no? Well, it's really for your well-being. There's just a guidelines here. It's called the truth. Let's go along the ley lines of that, and when you hit it, you maintain a well-being. Now, with human beings, complicating, because not everybody's a human being. Like I was trying to say, narcissists. Sam Vaknin says it's mainly narcissists who are making all the money, because they're the ones who just want to not only survive, babe. It's like this. They want power and control. After a while, they see it. They see it. They see it. And beware of the generational value of that. Who they don't really reap a benefit of. Now I've got a huge pile of joy. Just look at me, Ken. You can trust me, right? Fuck no. And the problem is maybe you're an empath, and you're like, I'm not a moneymaker. I'm not crazy enough to do what they did. I am not insane enough to hold out like that. I am not insensitive enough to ignore my entire body and how it feels to be chained like a slave, and then to want to enslave others, and to just be completely cold-hearted and fuck the fucking people around me. I do great. And then somehow you're going to mask it and put a badge on and say, I help people. I am what? What? Getting back to your doctor's assistant and the blah, 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 blah. Doing everything wrong over there, especially in the United States. Everybody knows that. Like and subscribe if you like how I put myself on the line like this, and just everybody's like, God, she must be living out on the Ozarks, or what do they call those people? They don't listen to the radio or get into anything. That they hard like the worst narcissist doesn't like life itself, right? Doesn't like anybody. Doesn't have any subject matter. They're not interested in anything. It's like no, no. I'm nearly 50 years old, and I've proven to myself that yeah, you should have a focus into an interest, and make sure that you get what is valuable there, which is, to me, it can't be just like set in stone. You don't go for the gold, because that thing does not feed you. Have you noticed the gold over there? It shouldn't be that you turn everything into gold either. I'm just going rambling now, because gold isn't, like I said, it's stuck. You want at least turn everything into water, because we like a nice glass of water to drink, and it goes through and through, right? And it's in a whole being circle that it's not ever going to get stale or get old, especially if you use it right? It's here as a purifier. It's the strongest element, right? Boy, a water can just climb through a mountain as opposed to anything else. Just give it some time. So thanks for listening to this. Main reason, yes, sad. They back you into that corner. See, because they tag it on to some resources. Maybe just, was there a good friend there? And now you're left with that you have to cut that hope off. Nope.